I'm clicking.
Hey everyone, we're so glad you are here. People are filing in. Welcome to Play It Forward, games that reinforce foundational reading skills. I'm so excited. There's people coming in. I never know if I should be quiet during this part or welcome the people in, but I'm so excited to be here with you, Jenny, because you are the most fun person and one of the funniest people I know. So I'm super excited. No pressure, just be yourself. But welcome, everybody. I'm Jillian Castor, your community and advocacy manager here at Reading Horizons and in the Science of Reading Collective. I love that people are already commenting in the chat where you are from. I see Janice from Charlottesville. Welcome. So today is a very special day. We have Jenny Kier here, who's going to presenting on games. And Jenny is an experienced education consultant for Reading Horizons. She specializes in supporting teachers with explicit, systematic, and multimodal instruction to improve literacy outcomes. She holds a bachelor's of science from Texas A&M University and a master's of liberal studies from Rice University and is currently working towards her doctorate in educational leadership at Texas A&M. Previously, Jenny worked as an elementary classroom and emerging bilingual teacher. In 2019, she was named District Teacher of the Year. She's committed to equipping educators with practical tools to help students of all ages achieve literacy. And Jenny lives on the Texas coast with her husband, Jeremy, and their son, Hunter, and fur baby, Cabo. And in her free time, she enjoys reading, quilting, and writing creative nonfiction. Before I give it over to you, Jenny, I do want to just say this is a 30-minute webinar. It will be recorded. I know a lot of you are already asking. Um, and yeah, have fun. And I'll stay on because I'm going to help you with some of these games.
Wonderful. That was a mouthful. So I'm just going to say I'm a regular person. I love education. I love reading. And I forgot to mention I love Dateline. That's a great show. So we'll put that in my bio as well. Yeah, this is 30 minutes and it will be recorded. And what we're going to talk about today, you can use these in your classroom regardless of what you teach, regardless of what curriculum or program you are using. You can play any of these games. So because we only have 30 minutes, let's go ahead and get started. Give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen. It says play it forward. Wonderful. Awesome. So let's start with this really great quote from the American Academy of Pediatrics. It says, play is not frivolous. It is brain building, which makes me really happy because I did a lot of playing as a child and I still like to have fun. And we can't just think that, games aren't for free time or are just for free time, or they might be a waste of time in the classroom because we're so driven to meet those standards. But we have to know that having fun and playing is also brain building. So we're building brains when we're playing. Uh, Playing is essential for brain development in children, and there are several ways that play can help children grow. First and foremost, it helps cognitive development. So children learn to problem solve when they're playing games. It really helps with executive function, like working memory, impulse control, and the ability to shift between tasks. Because when we're playing, we have to do several things. Sometimes we have to multitask, so it's helping with that. And strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is something that games really help with. I mean, you can't play Ticket to Ride or Monopoly without being a strategist, right? Children, when they're playing games, also experience emotional development. Adults do too. We're playing games. Sometimes when we're having so much fun, it's such a stress reducer. But not only are we reducing stress, we're learning how to regulate our emotions. We're learning how to manage frustration, how to manage disappointment when we don't win, and how to manage excitement when we do win. So there's both extremes when we're playing games. I lost, I'm really upset. Or I won, I'm so excited. But we manage that flow of emotions. Social skills, those are also being developed when we are playing games. So you really have to communicate and communicate well when you're playing games with others. Now, physical development is something else. We gain motor skills when we play games. So not all the time are students running and jumping and skipping if they're playing games. Sometimes they're developing those fine motor skills with their hands and their fingers. And they're having to pick up pieces, they're having to hold small objects. All of these things are happening. Couple other things brain building is happening to develop language, new vocabulary, and we're really going to talk about reading development today, and then creativity and imagination. This encourages children to think strategically, to be creative, and to imagine. So let's get started. And we're going to talk about the history of games. Why do we even have games on this earth? Why were they invented? Well, number one, we're human and we like to be entertained. I love to be entertained. Amuse me, make me laugh. You're my friend forever. We want someone or something to keep our attention, make us laugh, help us enjoy life. And behind the scenes, games are doing so much more than entertaining us. Games are stemming from places like human survival. We have archery, target shooting. I've heard of axe throwing. Haven't dabbled in that just yet, but it's there. And fishing tournaments. So that's all stemming from human survival. It's also stemming from us wanting to express our culture. So lots of games come from different cultures. Ever played Loteria? It's a lot of fun. And strategy and competition, those are found in all kinds of games and ancient games. Did you know that checkers has been around for 5,000 years and it dates back to the ancient Egyptians? Just some reasons why we have these games. Now, let's move on and talk about incorporating our natural love of games into reading instruction. And notice I didn't say reading block. We don't have to play games during our reading block. I know we have lots of things to do, and we have a very little time to do it in our reading block. If you want to incorporate those games in your reading block, awesome. But we can practice literacy skills, sound correspondence, high frequency words, all these great things at different times during the day, and we're going to talk about that. So let's talk about why we play these reading games in the first place. What you're going to see is when we reinforce literacy skills through games, we kind of have this domino effect that starts to happen. So our students become successful. The more we practice, the more opportunities we give students to transfer and to practice these skills that they're learning to read, the more opportunities we give them to master those skills. That's huge. More opportunities equal more chances to master the skill that you've taught. So they're going to become successful. Playing these games will foster success. And when they are successful, what happens in their little minds? They become a little bit more confident with what they're doing. And then when they get that confidence, guess what boosts? Motivation. They're like, what's next? I did that. Maybe I can do something else. And this is huge, considering that learning to read is cumulative. It's going to build on itself. We can't build on shaky ground, right? So we're giving lots of times to practice and master, and then we're building on that. And them having that intrinsic motivation just is the cherry on top. All right, moving on, we want to make sure that everyone understands we can keep this simple and games don't have to equal chaos. I will be the first to admit that when I was given a game supplement to go with the curriculum, I would just chunk it in the back of my teacher closet because I had been down that road before with some programs. Cut, glue, laminate, take it home, and now my husband has to cut out lamination, and nobody is happy. Everybody's upset, and this is all to play a game, right? Those things don't have to happen. These games that we're going to talk about don't require major prep at all, and this is what I loved. Games can be quiet and calm and organized. Some of them require a little bit of movement, but who knew it could be calm and quiet? Okay, so we talked about when do we want to play these games. They don't have to be in your reading block and take up your time to get those standards taught. They can be taught anytime. In the morning before the bell rings, great time. During a cleanup activity, lining up for lunch. If the first letter of your name starts with the sound J, line up. If you have the vowel ah in your name, line up. It's not a complete game, but it's a fun way to incorporate phonemic awareness into lining up. And they're getting that practice right then, and they don't even know it. It's a great time. Before we have a new skill, we always want to review, and you can play a game. If you're going to teach a skill today, you got to review something that predicates that skill because of the cumulative way that reading works. So you can play games as a review to see who's got it, who doesn't. On the way to and from the playground, that's a great time to practice as well. A couple more times when you can practice, brain breaks. We have exams sometimes and our students just need to get up and have a brain break. That's a perfect time. End of the day, it's getting colder outside. Indoor recess is going to be happening more often. Transitions, and my favorite time to play games when I was still in the classroom was dismissal, bus rider line, car rider line, walkers. They're all going to different rooms. They're all sitting there. Why not use this time to increase those literacy skills? So now that we have the what, why, when, where, let's move on and talk about what these games are. So the first game we want to talk about, super simple. It's called 1, 2, 3, okay? And the objective is to practice phoneme isolation by identifying a consonant or a vowel sound in a given word. So what do you need for this? You just need your hands. If you have students with limb difference, they can have little tabs maybe from bingo and show you how many fingers they would hold up, any way to indicate the place value of sound. Now, here's the example. 1, 2, 3. The teacher says tag, then holds up 2 fingers. And the students would say ah, because ah is the second phoneme that they hear. We can kind of do the reciprocal of that. If I say tag ah, then the students would hold up 2 fingers. Good job, Jillian. Let's get Jillian to practice a few more. All right, here we go. Fi, I.
Is the second sound.
Good. I is the second phoneme, so all she does is hold up a 2. This is a great game to play when you're leading your class back to the classroom, and a lot of times teachers have to walk backward. I see that a lot. I did that a lot. So you can go fi, and your class would say I. Or if you don't want them saying anything, good. If you don't want them saying anything, fi, I. They're quiet in the hallway. All they do is hold up that 2. All right, here's another one, Jillian. Pit. Good. Pit. Excellent work. Okay, so those are CVC words. You can move up, bump up that rigor. 4 to 5 phonemes for first grade and above. Lamp. Ah. Good. Ah is the second phoneme. Here's a tricky one. Crush.
Shh.
Wonderful. Sh. You nailed it, Jillian. Good job. So that's 1, 2, 3. Super, super simple. All right. Our next game is called Scramble, and this was one of my favorites in my classroom. So Scramble practices slides or that initial bigram. We call them slides at Reading Horizons. The slide is that initial bigram or first few sounds plus a vowel. And this reinforces several things: left to right reading, fluency, and articulation. It gets lip and tongue placement ready to finish out the word. So materials that you'll need are slides displayed on your board or that and those initial bigrams. And I'll show you a picture in just a second. You can put them on your whiteboard or on chart paper. They need to be pretty big. And two fly swatters, or you can use two pointers or maybe two rulers, anything like that. And so this is what it looks like. This is an actual picture from my classroom. And these are what we call slides. And these are used with short vowels in this example. So this is fa, ga, ki, ra. So I have two students here. They each have a fly swatter. Now, I only have one big rule when we play Scramble in my classroom, and it was don't swat your friends. So they start with their fly swatter. They're going to hold it behind their back, both hands behind their backs. They're both on the sides of those words, or I'm sorry, those slides or initial bigram. And I call out an initial bigram, and the first person to swat it gets a point. So if I called out raw, you can see the little boy. He's in beautiful form here, by the way. He's got his fist behind his back, and he is swatting raw. Now, if I called out blah, there it is right above his head, B-L-O. First three sounds there in that slide. This is a lot of fun. So you can do this with short vowels, long vowels. You can have the slides up there, that initial bigram up there, and you can put the short or long vowel mark above it and really practice short and long vowels at that time, CVC words, anything like that. So this is a really fun game, and I usually play up to 3 points, and then you can call another two students up, or the winner can stay and you call up another student and just see how long that winner can remain in control of Scramble. All right. Fun game. Let's keep going. Our next one is a fun game that I used to play as a little girl. Sorry.
Jenny,
Okay.
do you want me to share the video or?
If we have that video, yeah, Jillian, will you go ahead and share that? I'll stop sharing.
Yes. So this is so fun because a school district, Jenny, remind me which district it was.
Yes, shout out to Keller ISD in Texas.
So Keller ISD in Texas just posted on their social media platforms yesterday videos of their kids playing Scramble. So we wanted to share it with you so you could see another real example.
Point to the word that you hear in this sentence. We walked to the well to find water.
They're so
And
fast.
there's one. I know. There's one more
I want
here.
you to point to the word bell.
All right, I'll give it back to you now.
All right. Thank you so much for showing those videos. And again, big shout out to Keller ISD. I believe they are northwest of Fort Worth. So thank you so much. All right. Does everybody see G, my name is Gary? Awesome, wonderful. So I played this game as a little girl in the 80s. I'm dating myself. And who knew I was working on my awareness of initial phonemes, but that's exactly what I was doing without knowing it. So the objective here is to promote awareness of initial phonemes, that very first sound that we hear at the beginning of a word. Now, the materials you're going to need are alphabet cards. Don't worry, you're going to get those after this webinar. And an example is that each student will get a different letter, one of those 26 alphabet cards. And for kinder, we go the easy route. They don't have the cognitive bandwidth to remember a whole lot, so they'll just start with a letter. Let's say they have the letter M, and they will say, M, my name is Maria, and my friend is Michael. Awesome. If your kinder baby says, M, my name is Marshmallow, and my friend is Mud, you know what? Good on them. They got that initial phoneme. Doesn't happen to be a name, but it's okay. They got the concept, right? Intermediate, we're moving to first grade and beyond. You might want to write this template on the board so they can follow it as they look at their card and name or fill in the blanks for this. So intermediate would be something like B, my name is Byron. My friend's name is Betty. We come from Brazil and we like balloons. So again, if they don't get the proper noun right or the noun, it's perfectly fine as long as they have that initial phoneme correct. So let's try Jillian. I'll give you letter L.
All right. My name is Lulu, and my friend's name is Lars, and we come from Louisiana, and we like lasagna.
Oh, me too. Awesome. Good job. So I can't pass out cards right now, but I'm going to give you about 10 seconds in the chat. Take the second letter of your name and go. My name is, my friend's name, we come from, and we like. Second letter of your name. Gonna check out this chat. Yes, Leanne from Salina. It does support alliteration. Oh, Olivia and Olive. I love that. Good deal. Annabelle and Adam, Annapolis and apples. Wonderful. I love these. These look great. Okay, so that's a fun one. We're going to move on quickly to detective. I think out of all these, detective is my favorite because it's just adorable. And what this does is we're simply asking students to identify orthographic patterns that you've taught. So if you've just taught the CH digraph, they will become detectives, real live detectives, looking for the CH digraph. I would give my students a little magnifying glass and one of those tiny little spiraled flip notebooks, and they would look like little detectives. I would have them get out their library books. You can also, I mean, get much better with this with magazines, newspapers, any kind of print you want to bring in, and just have them be a detective and look through and look for that CH digraph. And they can write down each word in their detective notebook, the words that they find. So if they find the word chip or chop or much, they can go in and they can write those in their little notebooks. And this is the perfect time for teachers to walk around and actively monitor. See who's writing in their notebook. See who's got this down. They can identify that skill that was just taught. Also, you can see who doesn't have it, who's struggling. So great, great, fun thing to do. And I actually just found a pack of 48 little child-sized magnifying glasses online, plastic, for like 23 bucks. So you could split that with a teacher. Okay. On the next slide, we're going to take about 15 seconds in the chat so we don't go over time. Write down all the words, type all the words that you can find with double S, F, and Z. Go. Oh, good job. Petra is on it. Good job. Excellent. All right, so you have this one. Wonderful. Again, actively monitor, check out those little detective notebooks. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our final game, and it's called Swap and Switch. And this is something you can use to practice and help students master high frequency words. And what you're going to need are your high frequency word cards. Again, don't worry, you're going to get these. And go over current words and review words for students. Pass those out. Every student is probably going to have a different word. And Jillian and I are going to show you how this works. We are going to see one another. We're going to high five and then each hold up our word. And one person's going to go first to read the word, and then the next person's going to go, and then we're going to look for a new partner. If the partner doesn't get it right, take that time as a coaching opportunity. Don't tell them the word, but coach them through how to say it. And then you're going to look for another partner. So, okay, I'm going to hold up my hand, and that indicates I need a partner. Oh, I see Jillian across the room. She needs a partner. Let's high five. Boop. Awesome. Let's hold up our cards. You can tell students who goes first. I'm going to say the person that's shortest goes first. So go ahead, Jillian.
Which?
Which? Good job. Excellent. Your word is out.
You got it.
Very cool. Thank you. Hold up our hands and we're going to go find someone else. So swap and switch. Really easy game to play. This game does have some movement, so you might want to go over a few safety reminders if you've got some wiggle worms. All right, you'll get these cards at the end. Remember that. So I really hope that you can incorporate these 5 fun games, or maybe just one of these games in your classroom, and let us know how it goes. I want to know. Increase those foundational literacy skills. Remember, you don't have to take time from your block. I hope you had fun, and we look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to pass it back to Jillian.
Jenny, would you mind going to the next slide?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to thank you, Jenny, again for providing this awesome webinar. It's so fun. I am going to be launching a poll now for everybody who is here. And so it is now launched. And if you are watching this recording later, you won't be able to participate in the poll question. But it is, would you like your Reading Horizons representative to follow up with you for more information about how our solutions can support your needs? So if you'd like to get in touch with us, please send me an email at communitymanager@readinghorizons.com. Like Jenny had mentioned, we will be emailing everybody with the resources from today, links to all the games, PDFs of the alphabet cards and high frequency word cards so you can play, swap, and switch. Look for a blog that Jenny has also written on games. And yes, we will be sending the recording as well. We are just so thankful that you are here, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. All right, it's already 12:30, so we will let you go. We can stay on if there's any questions, but that is it for now. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm not seeing any questions. So we are good. And oh, you know what? I do see one here. We will send a certificate. So that will come with the follow-up. All right, everybody.
And sorry, Jillian, this is Jeanette. I just want to mention, I think Reading Horizons has to end this webinar.
All right.